Have we started? Welcome, everybody. A very good afternoon to one and all, to our viewers, and welcome on board for High Tea with VaYU Shakti. I know it's almost been a month now since we've had 4 sessions, and we're on for the next month. This is great news, Saurabh. And I think we are progressing very well because each week we get excited about it, and we don't want to let go of this time. Shake with me to converse during high tea. Talk a little bit about all of what's happening. I do see a little bit of instability in my Wi-Fi. Am I good?
Yeah, it did freeze a little bit in between, but yeah, let's keep.
Okay, awesome. All right, so sorry for that glitch, guys.
Oh, just happened once more. Well, so while we are waiting for Lalitha to come back, this is what, probably the 5th or 6th episode of High Tea with VaYU Shakti, and we have been building it up slowly. We talked about some breathing exercises last week. We talked about some relaxation techniques before that. So we are going to continue building upon that. And today we are hoping to talk to you guys about depression, about some mental health issues, and how do we incorporate nutrition as well as yogic practices to alleviate some of those mental health issues. So that's what is on the agenda today. While we are waiting for her to come back, let's just keep rolling on. One of the things that I would like to talk about is that I think we talked about our program that we started with a nursing home in Long Island last week. And it is a very special program where we are working with the hospice team, people who are caregivers of hospice patients. And they are obviously, as you can imagine, they see death every day. And it's a very heavy environment when it comes to emotional, but it's also a very physically strenuous environment, right? And this is also an institution which provides these services not only on premise, but also at the homes of the patients, people who are who are eligible for hospice services. So it's a very physically draining environment as well. So we are working with them to provide them with the relaxation techniques, with stress management, with uplifting their emotions and those kind of things. So that's the kind of thing that we are working on with them, and we would like to bring more updates to you on that as that program evolves, right? And hopefully even bring in some of those participants as people who can provide their testimonies, right? So that's something that we are working out. In the meanwhile, we are also working on creating a couple of more programs. As you will probably remember, we created a fall prevention program for the month of fall prevention, which is September. So that's something that we are rolling out currently. But we are also looking to collaborate with a few more researchers who are working in the area of aging. But at the same time, we are also fortunate enough to work with some people who are working on programs for young kids. So it sort of covers the both sides of the spectrum, right? So that's those are two new things that we are working on, and that's something that we want to. And there you are. So I was just giving a quick update on some of the new programs that we are working on. Working with some of the researchers who are working in the area of aging. As well as working with another program that was developed primarily for the kids, but we are trying to incorporate that into our overall programming, right? So, but with that, I did talk really about that we are going to talk a little bit about depression and other mental health issues. So please take it away from there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And sorry for the interruption, guys. I hope I am clear, and I hope I am audible to everybody? Saurabh,
You are audible.
is the,
Please go ahead. There is still a little bit of a disturbance, but I think we will sort of uh, brazen it out a little bit, I would say.
okay, well, I'm so sorry about that, folks. But Saurabh, if you just want to continue for a tad longer, I'm going to just reconnect and come back again. So that
That
way we are able to do the conversation properly, if that's okay with
Sure,
you.
sure, sure. So yeah, I can do that. Go ahead,
Yeah.
please. Um, yeah, so while she is coming back, let's just talk about depression a little bit. So we want to talk today to you about what kind of food and what kind of exercises you need to do to avoid mental issues, especially depression. And one of the key things when it comes to managing depression is managing your own mind, right? I mean, most of the issues that we are facing today, they are not originated outside of your own body. They are not coming from outside. They are all self-generated, right? As one of the very famous gurus, modern day gurus, Sadhguru says, when was the last time somebody physically hit you? And in the case of most of us, you'll probably have to think probably 15 years back, 20 years back, right? When was it the last time you were physically hurt by somebody, right? And then he says, when was the last time you were in a bad mood, or when was the last time you were, and that will probably be a few minutes back, right? So why is that happening when nobody is physically hurting you? It's because you are hurting yourself internally. It's your own mind working against you, right? So if you can control your mind, or if you can manage your mind, then most of these issues will not arise. And how do you do that? Obviously, your body, your intellect, your mind is governed by your electrical and chemical compositions of your body. Whether it is through the food that you're eating, whether it is through the hormones that you're secreting, whether it is through the health that you're keeping your organs in, the kind of situation that you are in from a physical as well as emotional health perspective, right? So those things can be managed using yoga, using nutrition, using the outlook to the life that you carry with yourself, which we obviously euphemistically call coaching, right? The lifestyle coaching, right? So with that, Litaji, since you're here, why don't you take it away a little bit and talk, what would you like to talk about from a nutrition perspective? And then I could provide some more inputs from a yoga perspective as well.
Sure, sure, sure. Thank you so much. And once again, very sorry for that interruption, my dear friends. But today's highlight was, we had a very informal discussion about what leads us to depression. Those depression, there are certain flags that they do give you to see active depression going on. But there could be a bad day, just like not a very good day, and that could lead on and a lot of the circumstances around us, whether it's losing a job, losing a loved one, having a turmoil in the household, having a turmoil at workplace, whatever, that can all lead on to such conditions of we are also conditions with circumstances. So we do get succumb, as Saurabh rightly said, to a lot of the external factors that go around us that can be the primary cause of depression. But that being said, there are very active solutions that you can even avoid or delay or extend that process of depression. Or when you are in that mode, or when you are in a crisis mode, there are a lot of things that you can do to alleviate or to delay that feeling. And in terms of nutrition, it is very true that you are what you put into yourself, and that physically means every food ingredient that you put into yourself, as far as the nutrients are concerned, it is very significant, and how it plays with your brain, with your mind, and with the rest of your body to pretty much create the person you are. So they say, if you are going to be eating like a fast food or a processed food over a period of the active example is the documentary they showed us about McDonald's, where if you are consuming anything that's processed or anything that is not naturally made or that has got too much of artificial ingredients in it, you are going to build your cells just based on that. That being said, how can you avoid that or how can you delay that? Some of the important things that you need to eat in your diet is vitamin D. Our nation or many other nations are definitely seeing not a pandemic yet, but an epidemic of major deficiency with vitamin D. Whether you get it from outside, from the sun, or from the sources of food where you get fat soluble vitamins. Vitamin D is a fat soluble vitamin, and remember, it is not got directly from outside. You get a precursor for vitamin D, which you process and make in the body. So a lot of times kidney patients, especially end stage renal disease patients, they would have concerns with processing or making vitamin D. They are seeing that an active ingredient that is causing depression in the United States, especially in places where they do not have enough sunlight, is vitamin D. So make sure you periodically get your vitamin D checked, your levels checked, and it does help to probably go on a prescription medication if you are going too low. But that being said, try to get it from all the natural resources that you can. Get it from dairy products if you are, consuming dairy, but you can also get it from your oils. You can get it from your nuts. You can get it from a lot of the vegetarian and the non-vegetarian sources. But vitamin D is a vital vitamin for depression, or to delay depression or to alleviate depression. The other important thing that I want to talk about is omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 fatty acids are a wonderful, food. It's like a happy food for your brain. All your neural impulses work better when you are adding more omega-3 fatty acids in your food. You can be a vegetarian and get all of that from nuts and seeds and much of it from your oils. But if you are a non-vegetarian, if you consume some amount of animal products, you can get it from your fishes, your fatty fishes, your seafoods, and you can also get it a lot from your flaxseed and other sources. Of course, supplements are definitely the last resource, but we want to try and do all of these first from the natural sources. That's like the last resource if you are not able to get a lot of it from, and if you are in a compromised state of nutrition. But you definitely want to try and get it from the natural sources. And lastly, the antioxidants in your food are going to help you feel better. The happy hormones that are coming back into your body or that are circulating in your body happens with a lot of the antioxidants. Fresh fruits and vegetables, dark colored fruits and vegetables. Make your plate look like a rainbow. Add the yellows, the greens, the blues, and the reds, and all varieties that you can. I used to tell my children when they were little, make a rainbow out of your plate. See how many colors you have out of the vibgyor, And if you don't have at least four, a minimum of at least four, then you definitely are compromising on your antioxidant availability, which causes aging of your brain cells, and thereby it's a vicious cycle going on from there, leading on to a lot of complications like depression. So that being said, I get too excited about this, Saurabh, you know it. But that being said, Saurabh, what is it that we can do when we see those signs of depression? Because there are certain flags they throw out for it clinically, right? When you are talking about depression. But even if you are having a bad day, let's say you've had 3 days in a row, you've had a very busy work schedule and nothing's working out, you're not meeting your deadlines, you've had too much going on in school, for anybody for that matter, and you don't feel so good about yourself. You feel like you want to kind of just, vent it out. What can somebody do in terms of simple yoga exercises to alleviate that feeling?
Sure. Well, I mean, the first thing I would say is that any light exercise will elevate your mood, right? I mean, we've all seen that. You are sitting, very depressed. You get out, you take a small stroll. You go out in the nature. Maybe walk barefoot on the grass or on small pebbles. All of that, will elevate your mood. So that goes without saying, right? I mean, a body that is moving definitely creates a little bit of that motion, right? But in terms of the specific exercises, yoga and especially the research-backed, evidence-based, protocols that VaYU Shakti is so proud of bringing to the table. There are specific protocols that are very effective, have been proven to be very effective for acute as well as chronic cases of depression, right?
Mm.
So there's a lot of evidence for that out there. And obviously, we don't have enough time to go through the entire protocol, but some of the things that are going to be very, very important is number one, breathing exercises are going to be extremely, extremely important, right? So you could do some of the rigorous breathing exercises like Kapalbhati, and you can then supplement it with some balancing exercises like Anulom Vilom, and then follow it up with relaxation in terms of like the Abhramri pranayam or a Shidri pranayam, which would definitely improve your emotional well-being. You could also be doing specific asanas where you are focused on your spinal health, let's say, or you are stretching your sideways stretches, which work on your lymphatic system. You could also be doing a specific exercises which focus on your vagal tone, right? You could stimulate your vagal tone. So those are some of the things that you could be doing. What is also, the parent institution that we have called as Vyasa, has a very specific technique, and this is not only for depression. It works on a lot of different, conditions, but I find it to be very useful in a variety of different conditions, which is called the cyclic meditation. And that is the reason it is called cyclic is because it involves three cycles of stimulating your body, following by a relaxation, then another round of stimulation followed by relaxation, and then a third round of stimulation followed by relaxation. When done properly, it leads to huge amount of relaxation while you are not being very passive because you are getting stimulated as well. Again, because one of the issues with depression is that you don't want too much relaxation either because you're already a little bit depressed, and if you just introduce a lot of relaxation, that that actually may put you in a little bit more passive mode, right? I wouldn't say you will be more depressed because that's not the case, but you may feel a little bit more passive by that.
Mm.
So I find cyclic meditation to be very useful in that sense because you stimulate and then relax and then stimulate and relax. That is something which I find very, very useful as well.
Okay, well, I think we should probably kind of take a vote and offer this one of the sessions and just give them a teaser on that and see how many people actually sign up for it. We definitely should maybe give that a choice to our viewers, because our viewers are definitely going up. Each week I hear, hey, what are you guys going to talk about this week, is what I have as a discussion on the background. And if people are watching us, so I'm glad that the viewing is going up and that we are actually getting more popular out there. But the fact that you mentioned being closer to nature or doing some of those Kapalbhati exercises, some of these terms may be sounding new to a lot of people, but I think that's the whole purpose of coming into these sessions, so you get familiar with them and that we educate you a little bit more about the different aspects. Kapalbhati is a type of breathing. Anulom Vilom is the breathing in, inhaling in from the right and exhaling from the left, and so on and so forth. So there are opportunities for you to take these as regular sessions from us with VaYU Shakti. And we are not just people who cater to the elder care, even though we do have a banner behind us that says elder care, but that's our primary product that we were focusing on, but we have actually extended over and beyond that. And I think Saurabh has given you an insight about working with young children on that aspect. We're now moving on to also working with people from different states, with another association called Dorot. So I think that is definitely opening out our avenues to be available virtually and to be available in person. And why are we different from many of the other services that is offered out there for yoga? We are an integral wellness service. We provide all of those packaged very well. We treat you as an individual. We evaluate you. We increase a lot of the flexibility exercises for you. We put all of that together in a mapping or a chart, and then we tell you what would be best suited for you, whether it's nutrition first, or whether it's yoga first, or whether it's lifestyle coaching, or all of the three put together. And
Yep.
that's how we stand out to be different. And I know we had mentioned about the digital platform that we're also working on. That's going to be a nice integrated service for us. So if you have an Apple Watch, or if you have a Fitbit, or if you're using an app like a Ginger or a Headspace, we can integrate that data for you and map it out too. So needless to say, our options are limitless, and we certainly are here to help you out, to guide you, and to be with you, to empathize with your conditions, and talk about wellness and well-being. So, Saurabh, any closing remarks, please, if I've missed out on anything?
No, I think that was fabulous, and we obviously looking forward to the next week's discussion. I would just say that in terms of why we are different, I think we have multiple tools in our toolkit, and we do as you rightly said, what is needed at what point, we bring that in. When you are working on your own, or you are working with some one specific person, you may or may not get the benefit of all the different tools in the toolkit. But when you are working with a firm like VaYU Shakti, we bring to the table many experts, many techniques, and deploy the right technique for the right context. And that's what you get when you work with a company like VaYU Shakti. So
fantastic. Thank you so much, Saurabh, my dear friend. Looking forward to our next week's High Tea with VaYU Shakti. That's every Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stay well, stay healthy, stay happy, keep smiling, and stay tuned for High Tea with VaYU Shakti. See you later.
thank you. Bye.
Thank you.